Good morning, Bill. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me here and discuss your
Thank you, Trevor.
Discuss your 500SL. Now, this is a car that I've wanted to represent for sale. With knowing you for some time, you have a tendency to acquire cars with interesting color combinations. You just rolled up in a new Kia EV6 with a beautiful sort of dark green on a saddle interior. So, tell me a little bit about the history of your cars and why you gravitate towards such interesting color combinations.
Well, the Kia is a limited edition in forest green, and the 500SL is, as you know, very unusual.
Yeah, I've never seen a 500SL in this color combination before.
Right, and as some of the people on Bring a Trailer have commented, there are very few in the first series of the 500SL that were made in Hell Elfenbein or Light Ivory, which is the German taxi color.
Right.
So that makes it unusual to begin with.
Yeah.
And of course, fewer than that with the pine green interior, which
I
was
find that to be
special
even
order.
rarer. Now, you had another car that I bought off of you years ago, which had a green interior.
That was a green on green.
Yes.
Yeah. That was a 300 CE coupe.
Correct. Yeah.
And,
it's a beautiful car.
So yeah, I've always gravitated toward unusual cars, and thinking over the last 24 hours, I've had a number of ivory cars. I mean, they weren't necessarily called ivory at the time, but I had an ivory 47 Packard Clipper. I had a 53 Studebaker, which was red, but it had an ivory roof and a spring special ivory vinyl interior. I had two ivory Avanti 2s in different years, and I had an ivory 86 Porsche 911 Cabrio with a navy interior.
Right.
And that was a special order too. I've also tended to try to get one-owner cars, if possible, or sort of one-and-a-half owner cars.
Right.
And the Porsche was a one-owner car, and the Studebaker was sort of a one-and-a-half owner car, as was this. You know, it was bought from the executor of the
original owner's estate. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about how you came across this particular car, because I understand that I don't think anyone's going to believe us when we say where you found it.
Well, I'd been looking for a 500SL for quite a while, and
specifically this generation as well.
Generally, I had been looking online for quite a while, and I had passed up a 40th anniversary 500SL, and I'd passed up a La Costa edition.
Oh, interesting.
And that's a very unusual color combination, as is the 40th anniversary.
Right.
Because I really sort of wanted a first edition and first year, because I'd already found some of the unusual literature that I have. Some of the original introductory press literature for the 500SL 129, and so I wanted really to get a first year.
Yeah, I can understand why you'd want to do that. It's fascinating that you've got some of what they were sending to the dealer salesmen and things like that.
Yeah, I wanted to sort of put everything together.
Yeah, to educate them on this, new generation, because the previous generation SL was in production for 18 years. So when this generation came out, it had huge shoes to fill.
It had all the new engineering. It had the automatic rollover bar and a lot of the upgraded safety equipment that
first year for the powered convertible top.
Yeah. And so it had all the things that hadn't been done for the previous 18 years.
Right. Yeah.
So there was a lot of talk and interest generated by this new edition.
Yeah. And apart from the introduction of some AMG cars, this was kind of the halo model. They didn't produce a V12 SL until 1993. So this was sort of this was the cream of the Mercedes crop that you could buy at the time.
Obviously it was the the best engine they had that was in it at the time too.
Yeah.
So it was quite the as you say, the halo car at the time.
Right, right.
And so as you say, I was looking basically for one of the 1990s, and as you pointed out, I was able to find this car in the Craigslist in Lynchburg, Virginia.
A Craigslist find.
Yeah, and
Amazing. Yeah.
I mean, not something that you would necessarily expect.
No.
But that's where the executor of the estate lived, and he had inherited it from a lifelong friend and mentor, who was the original owner.
Right.
Now, of course, you wanted some of the backstory in the car, and story is that this gentleman who originally owned the car was quite a car person, and had owned a lot of unusual cars, and owned Ferraris and Porsches, and at the time of his death also owned a fuel-injected, I believe, '66 Corvette.
Okay.
That was in the estate as well.
Very highly sought after stuff.
Yeah. And so he had also owned an R107 SL in light ivory with a brown top and a brown interior, tan interior. But he wanted to specifically order this car.
Yeah.
And so, this car also comes among the other literature with the 1990 deluxe upholstery catalog or brochure.
Yeah.
And in the brochure, there's a footnote that indicates that Hell Elfenbein is available with pine green, but not recommended. Well, the owner specifically wanted this combination, and he had a friend highly placed in Stuttgart, and special ordered the car through what was then, I believe, GT Motors in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Right. Yeah.
So the car also comes with the GT Motors key fob.
Right. Yeah.
And
This is, for the record, this is one of the best documented cars I've ever
Yeah.
come across
Yeah.
in
Now-
a handful of years of buying and selling.
now, as today everybody talks about Easter eggs.
Right.
Okay, so I think the key fob is one Easter egg that this car has. And of course the special ordering and all this. And I think the other Easter egg that this car has is the VIN number. Of course it's an R129.
Right.
And the VIN number is 12963.
There you go.
So that I think is a special Easter egg as well.
What I can't get over is you also have in trimmed stone pine green carpet and leather, or it might be soft touch plastic. The sort of center console mount phone holder.
Yeah, if you want to put a period phone in the car, you've got the phone mount
It's
too.
absurd because people have pointed this out in the auction already. The amount of stuff that Mercedes had to keep in the warehouse ready to go for cars that were ordered with stone pine green. I mean, it's stitching, it's plastics, obviously leather, it's carpet. It's not one of these cars where you ordered an unusual color and you just got a different seat covering. It is genuinely all green.
Yeah.
Plastic buttons and whatnot that cover screws, and it's they really went the whole 9 yards.
And I can tell you this stuff is unobtainium now.
Absolutely, yeah. Because I mean, you had the only other green interiored Benz that I've come across buying and selling cars, and you don't even see them much coming up for sale these days. So it's remarkable. Thank you for taking the time to chat with us. It is a no reserve auction on Bring a Trailer. It ends this upcoming Tuesday, November the 21st. I can't remember the exact time off the top of my head, but it's going to be a fascinating auction to watch. I've seen some of the bidders already. I know them to be collectors of very fascinating, interestingly spec'd cars. So thank you for taking the time. Happy bidding, and we'll see you next time.